Sledgehammer just released an update that's about 6 gigs for PC and a little bit less for console. Some of these are not implemented yet, but they are going to be relatively soon. And hopefully by the time you watch this video, these updates are actually active. If you enjoy Warzone tips, meta builds, update videos, and things like that, make sure you subscribe today. Let's go ahead and dive into the patch notes. So after they shortly released the update, they ended up adding this, as well as them tweeting it out saying, due to unforeseen issues, not all of the changes that were scheduled were actually implemented. Their teams are hard at work right now getting key movement changes, weapon balancing, zombie gameplay and stability fixes, and more info will be announced in the next available update. But starting off the global COD HQ, which has been kind of a giant cluster. You got to load one game to get in another, and then it kicks you from another. Hopefully it can figure out a better system than that. The whole COD HQ thing is kind of chalked anyway. I just miss the old days of clicking the game and it loading. But players will no longer encounter a black screen where MW3 tiles are expected. Fixed an issue for console players where cross-launching from one game to another disbanded parties containing a split-screen player. Fixed an issue for PC players which selective installs were not available to play after the installation was complete. A fix has also been implemented to solve several crashes that occurred during application startup sequence. Moving on to stability and performance, PC players with NVIDIA 40 series cards can now use DLSS 3. I have a 40 series. I honestly have no idea what the DLSS 3 will actually be like. However, they do state that it multiplies your performance by 1.8 times to enhance your PC experience. So that's going to be kind of cool. I will be posting an updated graphics video for you guys. I know a lot of people are posting them day one, but as these rollouts come, as these updates, as the drivers are updating as well, we all know that the first week, all these videos are kind of useless. So I'll have a video relatively shortly as we get some more drivers. So stay tuned for that. But they also fixed a bug in which some console players would encounter an error upon being invited to a party. I heard about that one a lot. Fixed a bug where some console players were being pushed to the main menu after selecting certain items. Resolved a bug in which some players were kicked back to multiplayer lobby after attempting to matchmake in any playlist. Addressed account-based issues that prevented offline play. Then they go into the campaign stability and performance, just addressing different things. I know a lot of you have already played it. Most of you probably won't, but we're going to address it anyway. Resolved a crash that occurred to PC players during the game's restart sequence after an update. Resolved a bug that resulted in players receiving an error message when trying to launch the campaign. Also, they resolved an issue that causing dev errors, we hate dev errors, after attempting to start the Operation 627 mission. Fixed a bug that forced players to skip cinematic cutscenes when a controller was disconnected. RIP. Fixed multiple gameplay related crashes in the Oligarch mission. I think I pronounced that right, probably not. And finally resolved a crash that occurred after deploying a cruise missile in the reactor mission. Going on to the actual gameplay, completion rewards will now properly be awarded if a player closes the application during the credit sequence. 141 achievement now will properly track the lowest difficulty used to complete a mission. Fixed a bug in which the functionality of the zip lines and ascenders in the map disappeared after canceling a climb animation. And lastly, before we get out of the campaign, fixed a bug in which the player could not interact with equipment pickups while quick drawing a handgun. I'm going to add my own issue real quick because I am a platinum trophy chaser myself. I really hope that these guys get it together and releases platinum trophies for PS5. This is ridiculous. The campaign's already bad enough, at least reward us for something. Going into multiplayer, bug fixes, enemy player elevation will now properly be displayed on the minimap. This has been something that I didn't know if it was a glitch or a feature. Glad to see it was just an issue. But you call in a UAV, you just see dots everywhere, which is still nice, but you don't know what elevation they're on, and you get killed a lot of times, even though you have a UAV. This is going to change gameplay for everybody. I'm really excited for this. Thank God they brought this back. I was real worried, but they also fixed a bug in which playlists would disappear from the main menu for some console players. Prompt to view game card on the scorecard now functions as expected for console players. I don't know what that means. Prompting a player to party leader will no longer allow them to matchmake for locked playlists. Moving on to progressions, weapons. Addressed an issue that prevented bolt attachments from being unlocked at the expected weapon level for the CAT AMR sniper rifles. I've been leveling all the guns and getting the camos for all of them, so I haven't gotten to snipers yet, but that's actually my next thing. I'm glad they addressed that before I got to it. They also addressed challenges, introduced a new requirement for the priceless camo challenge for the WSP Swarm, which is a submachine gun, of course. Get 10 operator double kills while in tac stance. Tac stance isn't a bad thing, honestly. It's a little pain in the butt because it's very inaccurate, especially if you're using the AR. Resolved issues that prevented several challenges from tracking completion progress. And lastly, corrected unlocked challenge tracking conditions for the barbecue operator. BBQ. Be honest, I have no idea who the hell BBQ is. Someone let me know. They also address an issue on 2 different maps. In Terminal, players can no longer plant a bomb site from an unattended location in Search and Destroy. In Pop of Power, I think I pronounced that right, players will no longer spawn in enemy territory in invasion mode. Finally, that was a huge pain in the ass, no doubt about it. But going on the modes, Team Deathmatch, increased match score limit from 75 to 100. Hey, the whole reason I've been just doing domination and hardpoint is just because the matches are last longer. You get more into the element before it ends. I feel like TDM, by the time I'm finally warmed up in that match and I have a feel for how the players are playing and I can adapt to their play style, game's already over. 25 points might not seem that much, but that's 25% longer of a match, so that's pretty big. Ground War, address issues causing dev error during normal gameplay. Be on the lookout for an experimental playlist in the coming days featuring enemy player outlines. More details to come. All right, so that's good. They're already kind of teasing some LTMs, which is nice to see. And something I wasn't expecting, weapons and attachments. So the MCW, which is assault rifle, increased hip fire control during sustained fire. That's kind of nice. I mean, the ARs weren't really supposed to have hip fire control. That's the point of them. That's more of a submachine gun thing, but it's still nice that they added it. The BASB battle rifle increased hip fire control during sustained fire, increased hip fire control during sustained fire. They did it twice. Yeah, they didn't think the first time was enough, so they did it again. Thanks, guys. And all jokes aside, though, the MTZ and Interceptor, which is a marksman rifle, increased hip fire control during sustained fire. Renetti, same situation. The Jack Ferocity carbine kit conversion kit for the Renetti. Thermo Optic X9 and SV Vortex 90 optic attachments can now be toggled as expected. I didn't run into this issue. Clearly, most of us probably didn't, but it's good that they're addressing even small issues that we haven't really run into. TYR handgun, increased hip fire during sustained fire. Odin's Judgment, which is the trigger action, decreased trigger response time as intended at 210 millisecond duration. So a lot of this is basically sustained fire. And honestly, I'm not surprised. The patch notes were kind of small in that. It's too early, in my opinion, to be flooding out just weapon changes. We got to get a feel for them, got to find the metas, got to find the comfort zones, and then we can kind of have a little give and take. I have a few weapons in mind that need to be adjusted because they're complete dog shit, but that's a video for another day. Cosmetics, gun screen audio will now play as expected upon pressing the preview button. Tracer pack, Helsing operator bundle fixed a bug in which Alucard was missing his handgun, the operator preview. Something I would like to see too going to gun screens is, I tweeted it out today, so make sure you guys follow my Twitter account for all the crazy shit that I put out there, but I would like to see, they do have a gun screen that keeps count of your kills. However, it doesn't keep track past that match. I really hope they bring gun screens that keep track of your kills from day one all the way until we uninstall the game, just like Counter-Strike has with their guns. You can see I've got 3,000, 7,000, 12,000 kills on it. It's a nice little addition, kind of makes it more personalized. I really hope they bring something like that here soon. But moving on to zombies, and lastly, of course, gameplay, which I don't think there's many issues with the gameplay, but let's see. Address an issue that prevented missions in Act 2 and Act 3 from auto-queuing while in game. I just completed a mission where I was running around. I completed everything, but my next thing was to extract, and I couldn't go on to the next one until I extracted. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be, and honestly, I could understand it, but I would like to where if I just need to extract and the game still has like 40 minutes left, let it auto queue to where I can still extract with it and I can continue the rest of the mission, because there's really no danger in not extracting unless you're just absolutely throwing on purpose. All right, lastly, with stability, they fixed the crash encounter when players navigated to the store or progression tab in the launcher menu while queuing, and then various stability and map fixes. So it's a small update. I think on my PC it was a little over 6 gigs. I'm not sure exactly what it was on console, but small update. We're getting it in under a week, so it's nice to see them doing that. I'm not getting my hopes too up. We know that Activision loves to spam out all these updates and, you know, have all this community feedback they're taking in, and then about 3-4 months in, they just stop giving a shit and go back to their old ways. I do have hope in Sledgehammer, but after seeing the tweets that Charlie Intel is putting out about how Infinity Ward really is the boss and they have to funnel everything through them, I don't really know how much freedom Sledgehammer is going to have. So we'll see in the next coming updates. And again, guys, if you enjoy these update videos, make sure you subscribe today. I'll be posting updates videos whenever these guys release. I was a little delayed on this one just because the camo grind's been, well, grinding me into the ground, but I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe today, and I really hope you guys have a fantastic day. Again, try out multiplayer, try out zombies. Both are a complete blast. But until next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.